Hello, everybody. This is Bulldozer Investing, and today is December 15th, 2020. Before we begin, this video analysis series is only for educational purposes, not for financial advising. So let's begin. What happened in the markets today? Reason why we were seeing this bullish action in the market is I think markets are positive on the fact that we are expecting the package to be released by tonight. I told everybody on the last video, beautiful cup and handle. Look at this piece of art. Broke out, was flagging, broke out. I am expecting a continuation to 308 for QQQ and higher. Eventually by end of month 315. That's very bullish, but I am bullish. Even the stochastics are doing cup and handle. I am super bullish on QQQ. Wait until where your apples today. Oh my God, guys. Look at the call options I was mentioning last couple of videos. I told everybody December 24th, 130 calls, up 456%. Now, did I make the full? No, I didn't make 456%. In fact, I got in a little early. I kept averaging down. My average fell down below 50 cents. And that's when I just I loaded it yesterday at 38, 39, 40 cents. I kept averaging. Okay. My first position was way higher, but I only had a couple of calls. And then as it went down, I went heavy because I knew that Apple, look at this support, double bottom. The second bottom is higher lows. Okay. And it just blasted. Oh boy, I had a beautiful day with Apple options. I didn't care about the rest of my position. I didn't panic at all. Why? What was my other position that I've been mentioning in the last couple of videos? Palantir. I know that the supports are 25.50s. Okay. Every time it drops there, I am rubbing my hands. I'm waiting for it, and I'm averaging. Stochastics, look at this. MACD hourly chart is beautiful, and every time we hit this trend or we go a little below this purple line that I've drew, let me zoom out on the daily so you guys can see. Every time we come across this channel, we are ready to go. Long-term target 42.50. If we put, and I like this hammer right here on the daily, even though it's red and it's not a complete hammer, but the volume is drying up. Today we didn't have too much volume. Okay. Now I know the MACD on the daily is going red and the stochastics are dropping. Just hold on to this. Keep averaging down. If you're worried about the daily actions, that means you're involved too much. That means you invested too much. Balance your position so you have cash position. Okay. Long-term target though, $42 by January, end of December. That's my target. Let's take a look at SPY. We skipped SPY. Broke out. SPY broke out. And I kept telling this that they will pump, and it's holding at a resistance here. I kept saying that they will pump. SPY tried to get over 367 yesterday, and it did. And my target for maybe I will start buying puts is 371. If stimulus news comes out, then I'm not buying puts because my target will be 376 by Christmas. Okay? And eventually I will short the market around 392, nearly 400. Okay? And that we have time. So for those bears who are trying to make sense of the market doesn't make sense. It's purely on too much liquidity. Money has to go somewhere and it goes to the market. Dollar is devaluating. Nobody's going to hold the money next to a 0% interest. Okay? Let's take a look at, and we said Apple. I was so excited, and I didn't tell you guys where I'm expecting Apple is. We've been saying for weeks now, 132, at least 132, 129.68 for tomorrow. And then eventually by Christmas, 145 area. So 143.59 to be exact, actually. Long-term target on Apple, Why did Apple go up today? They want to increase their iPhone supply chain by 30%. The sales are amazing. Okay. 180, 185, my long-term target on Apple. Okay. Let's go. And I've been talking about BIGC for a while, and it just keeps on dropping. And I kept telling people that you should treat this as an options play. You should treat this as a lotto play, even though it's a stock. Sell volume is a little drying up. MACD is still building up. Stochastics is building up. If this drops to $66, I am grabbing it. There's so many shorts in this stock that they will burn. They will burn. Okay. For now, my target is still 110, long-term target for this. See, this was the thing. When I was buying Boeing, when I was buying SPR, when I was buying Carnival Cruise, people were laughing. They were saying they're scratching their heads and saying, no, flights are down, nobody's flying, Boeing can't make sales. What's going on? Why are you buying this? You buy before the news, you sell the news. At this point, I don't care if Boeing goes to 300. I made my money and I'm happy. Carnival Cruise, when it was 18, and everybody was hyped. I said, not ready. Wait for 1250s. Bought it. Spirit Airlines saved. Bought it on the dips, and I was buying it, and I was being patient. Now with this one, the same story, but not the same sector, of course. I mean, you can see head and shoulder, triple bottom. The chart looks bearish, and that's why people are shorting it. However, short float is very heavy, nearly 30%, maybe even more today. And also the shares that are floating in the market is like 34 million. Okay. When you have 34 million shares floating in the market and you have 33% shorts on a single stock, you will see what will happen. Okay. Just like Lemonade, I've been saying, to my followers, Lemonade, when this was falling down and people were like, okay, I had enough, look at this baby go. Same story. It's only like 36 million shares, 30 some percent. Of course, look, you know, the stochastics was ready at that point. MACD was ready. So we're waiting for the same thing on BIGC again. I wouldn't put my whole portfolio on this, just by little, treat it as a lotto play. Stochastics is building up, MACD is building up. Just wait for that short cover, because there won't be any shares and they'll try to buy it higher and higher, and this thing will fly to at least 110. Okay. The EV sector, I was saying XPEV looks beautiful, and it broke out. Short-term target 53, a little longer if it breaks 61. Okay. I'm day trading this. I'm not touching this overnight. If it goes gaps up, that's fine. It'll give you an opportunity to buy back. But look at the stochastics, look at the MACD. This thing is bullish. Now, would it reflect NEO? They're all same in one way or another. NEO 6% today, huge run. The channel is resistance here that I drew before. I am a buyer at 23. I'm not saying it'll go there, but I'm not chasing this stock. I'm not shorting it, but I'm not chasing it. Another hot Chinese name, Baidu. I am not touching this thing either. 100% fib 187 right there, and it almost touched it. Let's fix this. In fact, I'm not chasing this as well. If you bought it, that's great on the lows, but if you're chasing it, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay. So all your you know, the Amazon that we've been mentioning, Amazon's, Netflix, they're kind of flat. Huge resistance on this diamond. This is very, I don't know. If Amazon breaks down, the whole market I mentioned yesterday will break down. But if this breaks out, I will wait. Let it go to 3250s and then let it come back to 3180s. That's where I will be a buyer. My short-term target buy, I don't want to say short, but I mean, 1 month and a half, a month and a half is short-term target for me is 3,500. Eventually, nearly 4K, by March. Okay? Although the overall diamond is scary, if it drops, it'll be a scary move. And if you don't want to bet on Amazon because it's too much, then you have Shopify. Okay? Again, I love this formation. You got the W flag. Some people call this dragon formation. Bam, it's gonna fly soon. Just wait for it. My target for this stock is 1300, 1400. Space, last stock to cover for the day. It had bad news, which I didn't really consider it as bad news. Reason why is because they landed safely. It's just that they weren't able to go up, I think like 50 miles. That's what their target was. And if you don't, NASA doesn't consider, anything above 50 miles above the sky is not considered to be outer space. But they came back safely. You got the government support. What else do you want? NASA is behind this. They have 600 people already signed up and paid up 250K, I think, their deposit for each. So you're good to go on this. I will be a buyer around 2190, waiting for that next move. However, the stock in the long term, my target is, so if we were to say 21, if it drops to 21, around 40 bucks. So 100%. Yeah, and even this target was reached way before. So my initial target would have been 34. So wait for the opportunity. Don't try to catch the falling knife. Let it, let the stochastics MACD rest on the daily. The weekly is, again, we have to let the internals rest a little. It is resting on top of the cloud. That's fine. But I wouldn't chase it yet. It is a stock, it's a stock that I've been eyeing, and you have your Cloudflares, you have your Fastleys. Those are also good stocks, but I am heavily focused on right now on Palantir. Traded Fastly around this recovery. I didn't, huge resistance at the 50 fib and the 61. I would be a buyer around the bottom of the cloud, 85 bucks. Not saying it'll go there, pretty good support at 90, but I'm not chasing any stock. Alibaba looks okay at 250, but again, my target of buying would be 244, even 230s. If it comes down there, the volume is drying up, it comes down there, wait for the cloud. The MACD and stochastics are okay. Wait for the cloud to form, and I'll be a buyer around these levels. There's a huge support at 224. If it comes there, you are good to go. It goes down to 224. This is a very good opportunity. Not so hot on the Chinese names right now. I'm not really a fan of Chinese names right now. Let this political thing settle out. I think there's also, I don't know if there's like a re-election in Georgia. I'm not sure. I couldn't follow up the news. I should have. So we get a bearish scenario. What will happen? I think Biden will take the office. However, things can be crazy. If market meant to drop and Trump somehow takes Georgia and there's some type of tiebreaker, get ready. The market will collapse. And then you'll get those, value investors saying, yeah, this was a bubble, blah, blah, blah. Bubble forms, everything follows charts, guys. When charts are meant to drop, then it drops. You get the news to fit the chart. And I feel like these news are coming out because technically we're done, and then they just, put the news. I know I'm probably doing a conspiracy theory right now, but charts are everything to me. Market is technical. There's always robots and machines trading it. So we have to act like a machine, have no emotions. Palantir all the way. and we will see an imminent bounce. At least by Christmas, we will test all-time highs. So that being said, that was my conclusion for the day. Have safe trading, always have cash on the side. Do not position heavily on one single stock. I'll see you guys tomorrow with tomorrow's analysis.